Tonight I'm making my Thai shrimp. I've got about 6 shrimp for each of us. These have the shells on them. I've let them defrost in the colander, and I will be peeling them just shortly. I have some garlic, fresh onion, I washed a pepper, I've got some carrot that I had in the refrigerator that I'm going to use. I've got my pad Thai noodles that I'm going to use as a base for my shrimp. Some red curry paste. There's also a green curry paste, so whichever one you like. The red's a little more spicy. Some ginger, some fish sauce, and some coconut milk. Now the coconut milk comes like this concentrated, but you can also just buy your regular can of coconut milk. They have low-fat coconut milk and some fresh basil to top it off with. So I'm going to peel my shrimp. You can also buy shrimp that are already peeled, but these were a little less expensive. So as I was cleaning these shrimp, I noticed something, that they really have these huge veins in them. Sometimes you can buy shrimp that are deveined. They're going to be a little more expensive, but you just basically slice the back of it and you pull out this little vein. Some people don't mind eating them. You know, if it bothers you, take it out. You can, like I said, you can buy them so that the vein is already taken out. So these, you just slice the back very carefully. You know, this is a big knife. If you want a smaller knife, use a smaller knife. Some of the veins are big, some of the veins are small. And just kind of pick it out of there the best you can. The water helps to get it out. Taking my shrimp that I deveined, and I'm just cutting them into bite-sized pieces and putting them aside in the bowl before I get my vegetables and my mixture ready for my Thai shrimp tonight. I'm working with my garlic now. I'm going to use fresh garlic tonight. Some nights I just use the pre-chopped up garlic. So I take the knife and I kind of separate some of the cloves from the main head. And then try to get off as much of the paper, we call it the paper on the cloves, as much as possible. And I'm going to take my knife and just smash them a little bit so that the papers come off even a little easier. So you see how that just broke apart? And I've got my nice clove inside. Kind of play with that and get that out of there. And then I'm going to have these nice fresh cloves to put in my Thai shrimp. Cloves out of the paper, and I'm going to start chopping them, slicing them first, and then I'll chop those slices into smaller pieces. I'm keeping my fingers right on the edge of the knife, backing up as I move towards my fingers. And I have my nice slices, and then I'm going to start chopping. So I hold the end of the knife and I just go across the garlic, back and forth, keep pushing it towards the middle till you have this nice consistent chop of garlic. So I'm going to keep doing that until all my garlics are about the same size. And just keep going back and forth, a little bit of patience, make sure your knife is sharp. Get your nice chopped garlic for your whatever dish you're going to make. A little piece of a butt of a garlic in there. I don't want that. Okay, and we've got our chopped garlic. I'll put that aside for now. Boiling here. I'm going to do some pad Thai rice noodles. They're going to be underneath my Thai shrimp. And so you can cook these ahead of time, and then when they're done, you just add them to the sauce. When your sauce is done, you just add them to the sauce. So I'm going to take probably about a quarter of these out of here and just let them cook for about 5 minutes until they're done. So let me take the whole package out and just add these to my water, and then I'm going to take some tongs and stir them around. My noodles, and they're pretty much done. So I'm going to shut them off and rinse them off. Rinse them in cold water because the rice is very starchy, and I don't want that starch flavor to go into my sauce. So I'm really going to rinse them off and then just let them sit aside till I'm ready for them. Now I'm going to go to cutting up my pepper in bite-sized pieces. Oh, let me get the onion off there. So I have a red pepper, if you prefer green pepper, yellow pepper. So I'm going to use about half of that. Cut this into slices. I keep the flat part on. Cut those strips first. And then I'm going to take it, turn it, and just slice down the length. So I have these pretty even bite-sized pieces of red bell pepper for my shrimp. And I'm going to start putting this all together. I've got my chopped garlic that I chopped earlier, my chopped onion, my carrots that were already chopped, my peppers, my shrimp. I've got some chicken, about a half a cup of chicken bouillon, coconut milk, some fish sauce, ginger, some fresh basil, or if you have canned or dry basil, that's fine, and some red curry paste. I'm firing up my pan. I've got some wok oil. You can use peanut oil or your favorite oil. Wok oil kind of gives it a nice Asian flair to it. So I'm going to start with my onions first. Get those in there. Get them going until they're translucent. As onions get cooking, I'm going to start adding the peppers. Keep building my layers. So now I'm going to add my garlic because the garlic doesn't take very long to cook, and we've already got our base of our onion, carrot, and our red peppers. Starting to smell really good in there. Make sure I get all that garlic in there cut up earlier. Really good. I'm going to start with my half a cup of chicken bouillon broth. About a teaspoon of ginger. You don't want to put too much ginger. It can be very powerful. Same with the fish sauce. You only want to do about a teaspoon. So if you're not sure what a teaspoon is, measure it. You can put too much fish sauce and it will not taste good. And then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons. So one tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. So about 3 to 6, well, 3 is 1 tablespoon. And I've got 2 tablespoons I want to put in there. So get those in there. And I'm going to mix that all up. And then don't be afraid. Like I always say, don't be afraid to taste it. Taste it. See what it needs. What's going on? How's it taste? It looks nice and thick and rich. Make sure I get all that bouillon out of there. Bottom. Then I'm going to taste it. Make sure the flavor is good. Tastes nice and yummy. A little spicy, not too spicy. And so that's pretty much done. Now I just need to add my shrimp and my coconut milk. So I'm going to add the coconut milk first because the shrimp really don't take long. So this is concentrated, and I'm just going to put about, a couple of heavy tablespoons in there. See how it looks, see how it tastes, and then if I need more, I'll add more. So that's why I love this. It's just, it makes it so much easier. You just squeeze it out and you've got this creamy sauce. Oh, it's going to be so good. So I'm going to taste it again, see how it's doing. Tasting really good. And now I'm going to start adding my shrimp. These aren't going to take long. So my noodles are done. My shrimp won't take very long at all. When the shrimp are almost done, I'm going to add some of my chopped basil and then put my pasta in, and we'll be ready to go. Take my fresh basil and I roll it around, and they call this a chiffonade in chef terms. And I'm just going to make little slices. These are going to be little ribbons of fresh basil that I'm going to put on top of my shrimp when I get ready to serve them. The shrimp are getting pink on one side, and I'm going to start flipping them over so that I know they're cooking on both sides. Another great thing about the coconut milk is it takes the edge off the heat and it makes it very creamy. So those shrimp are looking just about done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add my rice noodles so that those will cook through with the shrimp and we'll be ready to go. It's just about done, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the basil on top and let that warm up a little bit, and then we'll be ready to eat. So here we go, it's ready to eat. I'm going to put my noodles in my bowls, and then I'll pile the sauce and the shrimp on top. Get my pasta in the bowls first. A little messy here, but it's going to be so good. Can't wait. And then I'm going to take and put some of the sauce over the top. And we're ready to go. Thai shrimp with rice noodles. Delicious.